Yeah, well,
It's
today
probably
you
the
have
only
you
thing
have
I
the
do.
AI for it, you know.
No, I mean, I've been writing well before AI, but it's the only thing that I think I do regularly that it's not that I dislike it, it's just a whole heck of a lot of work,
Yeah.
to be able to condense it in a way that you're using less words to be able to communicate more effectively, which is all about what we're talking about here.
Yeah, I agree, but there is a trick that you can record yourself. You know, there are many speakers and lecturers who love to talk and they don't love to write. So I always tell them just record your lecture and then upload it to Words. Usually, if I talk for 1 hour, it's something like 30, 40 pages. So if I talk for 4 hours, let's say 1 day workshop, and I record myself, then I have almost entire book ready. So
I love it. So talk to us about how to be able to persuade. Like what are the key ingredients to persuasion?
first of all, you mentioned before that if you try to persuade someone, you know, sometimes there is a negative aspect to it, but the positive aspect is only if you think it will be better for the other party, not just for you. And you know, it's legal, it's authentic, it's something that creates value to the other side because we're talking about long-term relationship. We would like to have long-term relationship with your clients, your vendors, your family, or your friends, your colleagues. So if you do something by force, you know, maybe it will succeed in the short term, but in the long term, you will lose friends, you will lose colleagues, and you will lose clients. So yeah, first of all, you need to think for the long term and do only if it's better for the other side. Second of all, be authentic. You know, the key to be persuasive today is to be authentic, to be the best version of yourself, but don't try to copy others. You know, you have your style, I have my style. Everyone they have their own unique perspective. So if I try to say words that doesn't suit my personality or try to copy some others messages or something like that, it won't work. You know, we recorded on 2024, and today I believe the people they have the fake radar and bullshit radar that if you say something it's not relevant for you, they will notice. So be authentic and just try to be the best version of yourself. Thirdly, if you try to persuade someone, they talk about their problems and their needs, not about your needs and your problems. You know, because people always try to sell the solution when you need to sell the problem to the client or to sell the problem to the other side. So if I try to sell you something, either an idea or product or service, I need to tell you what's wrong with the current situation, you know, because if there is nothing wrong, then you don't need to change everything, anything. And if you don't need my product, then you won't buy it or you don't need to buy it. So sell the problem before the solution, and the worse the problem is, then more are you willing to pay for this product or service. And I can give you an example. If I take a regular bouquet of flowers and I call it a regular bouquet of flowers, I can charge, let's say, $100. But if I call it a bridal bouquet, a bouquet of flowers for the wedding, then I can charge $300 to $500, right? Because everything for the wedding costs in average 3 to 5 times more. Now, those are the same flowers. So what is the change? The need. Because if the client buys flowers for the wedding, a bridal bouquet, they don't actually buy flowers. They buy the winning image or winning picture of a queen for a day of the bride, and the photos album that the bride will look great, and then 10 years from now she will sit with the groom and with the kids, and they will say, oh, look how beautiful mommy was. And 30 years from now they will sit with their grandkids and say, oh, look how beautiful grandmother was. So this is why I'm willing to buy flowers for the wedding 3 to 5 times more. So if I understand as a client the need, if I understand why are you offering me this and how can I have a problem, how can you solve it, then I'm willing to be persuaded or to buy from you or to invest in you or to vote for you, everything. So you need to talk about the problem and not the solution. Uh, and another thing is you need to convince me that you know what you're talking about, that you're an expert, because people are more persuaded when they talk to someone who actually knows more than them about this kind of area or area of expertise. So you need to become an expert. Now, by the way, my definition of expert is very wide. You know, if you go to a restaurant, for example, and you go to and there, you don't know the restaurant, you get the menu from the waitress, and then you ask her, what do you recommend? Right? So why do I ask her what do you recommend? I don't know her, so I immediately tell someone I don't know. Maybe she's younger than me, and she has obviously represent the restaurant's interest. And I asked her, please decide for me. Why do I do it? Because I don't know anything, and the waitress, she knows because she works here. So immediately she becomes the expert, and I ask her. So if people who think that you're an expert, that you know what you're talking about, they will be more persuasive.
what I heard you say is be of service, be a servant, and be somebody that you're helping so that the solution that you're providing is in their best interest. Be authentic. Talk to the problem first before you get to the solution, and then have credibility.
Yeah.
Is that, did I hear you correctly on that?
Yeah, and credibility, there is a great marketing tool. It's called social proof. Social proof means that if I will tell you that I am an expert and I know what I'm talking about, then it doesn't sound objective. It sounds subjective, right? Because I'm talking about myself, so obviously I'm going to speak highly of myself. But if I will show you objective evidence that I'm an expert, now why do I do this quotation, the objective evidence? Because I choose what to show you. So if I will sell you a product and I will tell you, this product is being sold in 40 countries worldwide, then there are other 160 countries that is not being sold, right? But I focus on the positive. And if I tell you I studied this and this degrees, okay, or I have this and this formal education, then I have other degrees I didn't study or other subject I don't know anything about. But I focus on what I do know and what I do have. So former clients, testimonials, celeb clients, the amount of years I've been doing this, all of the data are social proof. So you need to gather information about yourself, and you need to provide this information to the other party. Either it's with marketing writing or to speak about it when you talk to someone. And people, when they hear experts, they trust experts. Okay, we trust experts, we trust brand names. So immediately the odds that I'm going to be persuaded is much higher.
Yaniv, if you could, about building authority and expertise through content.
That there are 4 steps in order for the client to buy from you, or for people to be persuaded. There are 4 steps. First, they need to get to know you, okay, and then they need to like you, and then they need to trust you, and only then step number 4 they will buy from you, and they will invest in you, and they will vote for you. So to getting to know you, you do it by creating a content. You provide lectures, you provide presentations, you participate in podcasts like we do now. You create posts and videos and blogs and everything. You need to be in as many platforms as possible, so you will be in the game. That people actually consider you when they're looking for a supplier or vendor or someone. Okay, and then step number 1 is to get to know you. Once I know you, I need to like you. Now, how can I like you if you didn't met personally, or if I didn't buy from you yet? I can like you if I saw a video of you. I can like you if I heard a lecture of you. I can like you if I heard the chapter episode in your podcast. I can like you if I read an article and I agreed with you. Okay, so you need to provide the personal attention, and you need to provide chemistry with people in order for them to buy from you, or to trust you, to relate to you. And then step number 3 is trust. And so I say, okay, so I know this guy, I know that he exists, and I like him. He sounds like a great guy, but how can I know he's the expert he promises he is? Then comes, here enters social proof. And like we mentioned, the recommendations, the testimonials, the track record, the former achievements, all of this data, I need to know it about you. So even if I didn't know you personally and didn't buy from you yet, I know all this track record, then I trust you. I say, okay, if he already worked with 1,000 clients, okay, if he's already, let's say, have a PhD, if he already worked with this and this friend of mine that I know, okay, then probably he's not only a great guy, but he's also an expert. Then I'm willing to move to step number 4, which buy from you, invest in you, vote for you, to be persuaded in whatever you sell to me, ideas, service, or product.
So to be able to get this, so what you're talking about is it works in a one-on-one basis, and we also want to get it to scale, right? Or I'm going to assume that people want to get it to scale, right? To get it to as many people as possible. So how do we spark buzz by, like viral marketing strategies? Can you share with us a little bit about that?
Yes. First of all, the messages are the same messages. It doesn't matter if I'm talking to one-on-one, or to one person, or to 10 or 20 or 100 persons. Sometimes it's easier to talk to 100 people than just one-on-one, or to 10 people, because if you talk to 10 people, immediately you see their faces, you see their reactions, you are intimidated by it or stuff like that. You have stage fright. But if you talk to 100 people, or 1,000, or the picture behind me, 3,000 people, this is in Tel Aviv, the biggest conference hall in Tel Aviv. I participated in front of 3,000 people there. So if you talk to 3,000 people, you don't see people. You see just you see them from far. You don't suffer from stage fear. So yes, talk in front as many people as possible. Put yourself in front so you can talk to people in many platforms. Podcasts and Facebook and YouTube and lectures and presentation, etc. And the messages are the same. If you read my marketing writing, or if you hear me talk, then you probably hear the same messages. And you need to be in as many platforms as possible. You need to repeat your messages over and over and again, and then you create a community, create a tribe of people that, again, they know you, they like you, they trust you, and they talk to you. They become great ambassadors for you. So you said how to become how to do viral marketing. Okay, viral marketing meaning that you have a tribe or community of clients, of people around you that are great ambassadors for you. Sometimes you didn't ask them to talk about you, you didn't pay them commission, but they actually are going to talk about you because they actually market themselves. Okay, so if a client feels that working with you is a good reflection about him or about her, then they will talk about you. And I can hire a marketing person or salesperson. I can give him a car and a mobile, and they can run away and go to meetings on my behalf, and I will pay them salary and commissions and everything. Okay, but one, I pay the money, and two, when they talk about me, it doesn't sound objective, but they sound subjective because the client knows that they are representing me. But if my clients will talk to their friends about me, then first, it doesn't cost me money because they do it because they want to. And second of all, it sounds objective because people will rely on them. And we talked about the model of know, like, trust, and then buy. So referrals are very, very good in viral marketing, because if, for example, I'm looking for a contractor and I ask you, Dan, do you know a contractor? And you say, yeah, you know what? David is my friend. He's a great contractor. You should call him. Then I don't know David, but I know you, and I know you, and I like you, and I trust you. So I said to myself, okay, Dan is a serious dude. He chooses his vendors very, very carefully. So if Dan tells me that I can rely on David, I probably can rely on David. And then when I talk to David, okay, I am 80% persuaded. You just need not to mess it up, because I already would like to buy from him, because I already did the 4 steps of know, like, trust with you, not with him, because you already build a trust with professional trust, personal trust with me, and then if you recommend on someone, probably I'm going to buy from your guy as well. So this is why referrals are so good, and this is why viral marketing is so effective in marketing.
Yeah, so in that case, David just has to not screw it up, right?
Yeah.
Just don't screw it up, Dave.
That's good. Yeah. Usually I say to clients, if you refer, just tell a little bit about me and give me the phone. I will continue the conversation. I don't want to rely on you to sell me. I will do it myself.
Yeah, I mean, and if you're teaching people how to refer you, it's not, in my opinion, it's not necessarily to say use David's services. It's more have a conversation with Dave. He's the guy, right? So it's almost like you're selling the conversation, not necessarily the service. That's for David to do.
Yeah.
Because he knows his service, he knows his expertise, and
yes.
and
in
yeah.
basketball, there's a term go-to guy. Okay, because you play 5-on-5, and then you have the last seconds for the offense, for the attack, and then immediately the ball will go to the go-to guy. Usually he's the best scorer in the team or something like that. So you need to be in your areas of expertise. You need to be the go-to guy or go-to girl that people will ask you questions. Hey, Yaniv, do you know, I would like to do a digital campaign. Do you know someone who will do digital campaign? And then I can tell them, okay, I do it, or I can write you the marketing writing, but for the campaign itself, I have another guy or something like that. But the most important thing is they approach me first, and they ask me the question, and then I have the lead. And they didn't run to my competitors or my colleagues. They asked me first.
Do you have any about sales and negotiation, mastering that? What can you share with us about that?
First of all, the negotiation, you need to understand the other side, to learn as much information as you know about the other side. Because if you come to negotiation and you don't know information, then then you're in a bad position. And today the information is open. We are in 2024 digital era. Everything is online. If you'd like to know about someone, I have many examples about it. LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Google, Amazon. To ask people, of course, but online you will find any information you would like. And then you know the person's habits, where the vacation where he was in vacations, his employees. You can ask employees about him. You can ask colleagues about him. You can ask your colleagues about him. So the more information you come to the negotiation, the better for you. So first of all, is gather the information, and then use the information during the negotiation, and try to understand what their exact needs. Because if you understand the needs, if you understand the interest, then it will be easier for you. And usually, when you start negotiation and you talk to people, you ask them what they want. Usually they won't tell you immediately what they want. They will tell you some of their interests, but there is always hidden interest that you need to find. For example, if a employee who comes to his boss and they say to the boss, I would like a raise, okay? And then we're talking about money, right? So if we're just talking about money, then the boss will say, okay, I don't have money now to give you, and then the negotiation explodes, and then maybe the worker will leave the company, etc. But if we understand that the instinct, the interest is money, but the actual interest, the hidden interest is pride, is honor, is being valuable for the company, being appreciated, stuff like that. Then I can solve it not with more money. I can solve it to like take your wife for a vacation on us, okay? I will pay for it, or get a larger room, or I will give you a company car or something like that. I didn't give you more money in the salary, but I gave you what you wanted, that would like to be presented as more important in the company or something like that. You need to be recognized. So I addressed your interest, and this is how we can do a win-win situation in negotiation, that I'm happy, you are happy, and we continue working together.
Really get into the root of what is it that the other person, and it could be an internal desire or an external desire.
Yeah.
And I find that often the internal desires are more powerful than the external desires, right? So me feeling valued, me feeling important, me feeling like I matter is sometimes more important than another $20,000.
Yeah.
Guess what? I'll take the 20 grand. Don't get me wrong, right?
Yeah.
Right. And sometimes
but personal attention is always better than money. And in many workplaces, you don't pay people enough, but if you treat them well, they will stay with you. And on the other hand, if you have a high-tech company that it pays very well, but the boss always shouts on the employees, they won't stay, because today you don't want to be where where you feel lousy. You would like to get up in the morning and feel great with yourself. By the way, I always tell people about personal attention that you need to, everyone you meet, you need to have a good interaction, and you need to make them feel better after the interaction with you than what they felt before the interaction with you. So either it can be a smile, a compliment, something you told them, some value you provided, some connection you did for them. But always when you meet someone, make them feel good, and they will do everything for you.
You mentioned 11 books that you've authored.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that you have one that's your newest. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, the 21st Century Sales Bible is my new release book. It's now published in 12 languages so far, including United States and North America, India, China, Vietnam, Russia, more countries, Spain, Germany, France. I think this is my biggest achievement, that the same book I managed to sell the rights to many different countries, including the three superpowers, China, Russia, and United States. So obviously it will be an adaptation in each country, and each publishing house change a little bit the book, but the same book, meaning that the principles are universal. So the 21st Century Sales Bible is actually 10 commandments, 10 chapters on with lots of sub chapters, how to be the best salesperson and manager you can be, how to create a community of clients and grow it, how to increase your sales and income, how to become a brand and a personal authority, how to create confidence in your clients' eyes, and more chapters. And I give hundreds of stories and examples I love this book. This I think it's my best book so far, and I think it creates a lot of value for the readers.
I was a listener or a viewer of this. How do I get a copy of that book?
First of all, I will provide for you, especially I provide a free gift. I will send it to you
Hey,
by email, and you can find it on Amazon. Just write Yaniv Zaid, YANIV ZAID, or the 21st Century Sales Bible. You can buy it on Amazon as print book, as audiobook, and as ebook. And also you can find it in bookstores in North America and other places worldwide. And also you can contact me. My email is yaniv@yanivzaid.com, YANIV@YANIVZAID.com. You can write me an email and you can ask me question about what you heard here, and I will be happy to answer any question you may have.
for those Americans, that Z is a Z.
Z, yeah. Yaniv Zaid, yeah. By the way, if you check all social media and you write Yaniv Zaid, you can find me, Instagram, Telegram, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever. So I have there hundreds of articles and YouTube videos with lots of content on how to let's say improve your marketing abilities, sales abilities, and marketing abilities.
Yaniv, I appreciate you sharing your insight today and your knowledge about influence and persuasion. It's very profound and astute and useful to me. And one of the things that I said, this is around my thousandth, it's more than 1,000 episodes for the No Broke Months podcast now. One of the things that I said early on, this was probably about the 7th episode in, like the first 7 or so, I said, I'm going to make the best show for salespeople, for entrepreneurs, for people who want to inspire and move and get things done. And around the 7th or 8th episode, I realized I'm not going to make a show for anybody. I'm going to have some really cool conversations, and I'm going to ask what I want to know. And what I found is that that's going to be valuable to the right audience, and it's certainly going to be valuable to me, and hopefully valuable to you. So I really appreciate our conversation today, and I enjoyed learning from you.
Thank you very much, Dan. It's a beginning of a beautiful friendship between us, and I'm very happy to be here. And thank you all the listeners, and we'll be in touch.
Dana, are we off?
So we're done. We're done.
Yeah.
Denise,
Okay.
thank you so much.